Hey everyone, Zach Williams here with Luckless Digital, and today we're going to be talking about the two primary loan options that are available through the government for the COVID-19 outbreak. Now, with that being said, these are designed to help small businesses get through these trying times while revenue is decreasing and things are getting a little tight for us. So we're going to go through the two different loan options, the Paycheck Protection Program and also the EIDL loan, as well as the Loan Advance Grant. Both of these loans are potentially forgivable. We'll review that. And with that being said, I would like to inform you, I am not an attorney or a CPA. Everything that I'm showing you is to be used at your own free will. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the computer screen here and we'll show you how to access this information. Now there's two primarily that we'll focus on. You have the Paycheck Protection Program and also an EIDL loan, which is an economic injury disaster loan provided by the Small Business Administration. Both of them are provided by the SBA. However, they are two separate loans. One, the PPP program is designed to help payroll and maintain employee expenses while operating during the coronavirus. These loans may be forgiven if borrowers maintain their payrolls during the crisis and restore their payrolls afterwards. So essentially what that means, if you are keeping your employees employed, you don't cut their hours, and you keep paying them what you were paying them before the disaster, you will likely get a 100% forgiveness on the PPP payment program. So with that said, you also have the EIDL, which is an economic injury disaster loan, as well as a loan advance. Okay, so let's talk about both. Let's go to the PPP program first. Those that are eligible are small businesses with less than 500 employees. That is the government's statement of a small business is a business that has less than 500 employees. With that said, there are some other qualifications. If you're a sole proprietor, an independent contractor, you're self-employed, those are all approved and carried on. However, that threshold includes all employees, whether they're full-time, part-time, or any other status. Now, with that being said, what lenders are looking for? It is a one-page front and back application. There's not a ton of information that you have to give. You do not have to give collateral or a personal guarantee on the loan, and they're not going to pull your credit when you apply. So the loan is designed to get funds to you as fast as possible. Now, it is going to be based on a good faith certification. That means everything that you file or put on your loan application isn't going to be verified at the time of the application. However, the IRS is always going to get their money. So when you file your taxes next year, they're going to verify that information. If you report anything inaccurately, you could essentially perjure yourself. With that being said, the total loan amount that you can borrow is going to be 2.5 times your average monthly payroll costs, up to $10 million. So if you look at your 2019 year and you take the average of your entire payroll expense and divide it by 12, then multiply that cost by 2.5 times, and that'll be the amounts of loan that you can receive. Now, with that said, if you're a sole proprietor, independent contractor, or self-employed, the sum of payments of any compensation to or income of a sole proprietor, independent contractor, that is a wage, commission, income, net earnings from self-employment, or similar compensation that is in an amount that is no more than $100,000 in 1 year, as prorated by the covered period. Okay, so exclude payroll costs. Anything over $100,000 for annual salaries, payroll taxes, etc. You can read all this stuff. I'll include links below. But essentially, if you look at your payroll costs, divide them by 12, and then multiply it by 2.5, that's essentially the loan amount that you will receive. Now, payments are deferred for 6 to 12 months. It depends on the banking institution that you choose. With that said, just bank on it being 6 months before you have to start paying this back. The interest rate is fixed at 0.5%, so 0.5% fixed interest rate, and the loan is due over a 2-year time span, so 24 months to pay it back from the first payment. However, this loan may be forgiven if the loan that you receive is used to cover payments for payroll costs, using the same definition above, interest on a mortgage obligation, rent on your leasing agreement, payment on utilities such as electricity, gas, transportation, telephone, internet, etc., and borrowers with tipped employees, etc. Those things will be covered and forgiven. So it essentially turns from a loan to a grant. However, if you do not use this loan for those things, or whatever amount you did not use for these things will not be forgiven, and you will have to repay that amount. Now, with that being said, I would track documentation of how this money is used once you get it. This will be available to apply for starting tomorrow for businesses and April 10th for sole proprietors, independent contractors, etc. So you will need to use your local lender. to be able to apply for this. With that in mind, 99.9% of local lenders are only going to offer this to their current clients. So it is likely that you'll have to choose the banking institution that you use currently for your small business. Okay, so that covers the PPP program. It's a great opportunity to maintain your costs during this crisis without letting any employees go. With that said, if you fire any employees or you decrease their payment amounts by more than 25%, then you will have to make up that difference with a loan. So that covers the PPP program. Let's go over to the EIDL loan, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, and Loan Advance. So there's two components of this. The EIDL loan was something that is formed by the SBA. It's been long in existence, way before the coronavirus, and it provides working capital loans of up to $2 million for small businesses. Small business classification is exactly what we just discussed. With that said, this will cover a temporary loss of revenue. Now, businesses that apply for this can request a loan advance of up to $10,000. And this loan advance will not have to be repaid. Okay, so that $10,000 is essentially a grant to help you cover things like payroll and operating expenses. Now, with that in mind, there is a way to apply for this loan directly from the SBA.gov website. You click this fancy button here, and that will take you to an online application. It takes about 5 minutes to fill out. With that said, you go in, you select the answers of your disclosures, you provide your business information, so your total revenue, gross revenue earned last year, your cost of goods sold, etc. You add in your business owner information and social security number, percentages of equity, and then additional information, you select that you want the $10,000 cash advance. I will repeat that $10,000 is a grant, does not have to be repaid unless you apply for the PPP program. So with that said, the grant that is provided by the EIDL loan is given $10,000 upfront cash advance. If you are approved, then you'll get that $10,000 and you do not have to repay it. However, if you also do the PPP program and you are approved, you get the loan, you will have to pay back that $10,000 grant. Okay, so with that said, these can work together. However, it can change your forgiveness amount. And essentially how that's going to work is the total amount of money you receive from the PPP program less the $10,000 grant will be deducted. So the $10,000 will have to be paid back. Now, with all of that said, you can also get more money from the EIDL. Like I said, this is a loan structured to provide up to $2 million in capital funding for your business. So with that said, if you need even more money, you would qualify for an SBA loan ideally and be able to take out a loan. That is not forgiven. That is a loan that you will have to pay back. I believe it's set at a 3.75% interest rate and can be paid back over up to 10 years is the loan terms. However, everything will be done electronically for that loan application. And like I said, once you get to this additional information spot, you can check a box requesting the $10,000 cash advance. That is a grant, unless you do the PPP program as well. So how do you break this down? Look at your PPP program and determine how much money you're going to get back. If you're going to get back more than $10,000, it's probably not best to get that $10,000 grant unless you are under the understanding, okay, I will have to pay this back within 2 years, okay, at a fixed 0.5% interest rate. So I hope all this information helps you kind of navigate these waters. Like I said, the PPP program will be done through your local banking institution, ideally the current banking institution that you're working with, and can be applied for starting tomorrow, April 3rd. And independent contractors or sole proprietors with or without employees can apply on the 10th of April. And it is a simple application for the PPP program. It's a front and back one-page application, non-guaranteed loan, so you don't have to put up any collateral. However, that information will be verified when you file your taxes, so do not lie on that application. And then secondly, you can apply for the EIDL loan application and request a $10,000 grant. That does not have to be refunded unless you get the PPP program.